I listen to Def Leppard while I'm getting ready back at my dorm, putting the suit on.
A game I always like to watch a Rocky movie, either 1, 2, 3, or 4. Mostly 4. 4 is my favorite.
I am rather over obsessive about my bag, about my track bag. I probably go through it 3 or 4 times to make sure that I have everything in it. I also have a prayer. I pray pretty much the same every time before I run.
We always play suey, which is a soccer game. You kick the ball up and you try to knock people out. And after that, I always have to take the ball. I don't know why. I just take it up to the stretches with me. I always have to be holding something. I feel like I'm more in the game that way.
Many athletes have one thing they absolutely need to do before a competition. Oftentimes, it's something they've done as long as they've been playing their sport.
Since I was a little kid, just around the house watching TV, I'd have to have something to throw around. It's just become a habit, and now it just kind of relaxes me and sets me in game mode.
Despite these superstitions, from pump-up music to napping, being so varied and widespread, many experts believe they don't help at all.
There's really, no rational reason why a superstition is going to help you perform well.
Dave Yukelson, a sports psychologist at Penn State, has helped hundreds of athletes in his 24 years at the university. And he says some odd rituals are formed because athletes are hoping for more good performances in the future, or even to break a slump.
What is a major league when they did the voodoo dance and things like that? And, you just change things up just to get into a different thing. Why do they do that? I don't know. I think that sometimes that's their perception of how to deal with a slump. Sports psychologist's perception of how to deal with a slump is teaching them skills to deal with kind of the negative thinking and the self-talk.
My sole reason behind this is, just to get my, like you said, just to get my mind right, get me fired up a little bit.
Yukelson separates what these athletes do into 2 categories, superstitions and routines, and it's as simple as one helps and one doesn't.
But in the lore of baseball or sport, when an athlete thinks it's going to help, you don't want to mess with it. So there's a cognitive difference between the two.
One game I didn't have it, and I think I played a terrible game. So, I think it definitely plays a factor. It gets me mentally prepared before games.
Siobhan Greaves used to, when she ran the 200 meter, she used to walk backwards before they said, runners on your mark. She used to walk further back from her blocks, behind her blocks. And then she used to walk up to her blocks when they said on your mark, because she felt that, as she walked to her blocks, her race got shorter.
I think it just defines me. It's part of my ritual. It gets me in game shape. If I took it out, I don't think I'd feel as prepared.
Everybody wants to have the ideal circumstances before they race. They want to feel good, they want to eat the right things, they want to have everything that they need. But the truth is that when you get into a race, a lot of times that's not the way things turn out. If your coach isn't there, or you get a lane that is really bad, or something like you hit a hurdle in a race, something like that, you just have to roll with the punches.
Whether they help or not, these routines have a place and meaning to everyone who performs them.
I've traveled with enough teams, and you have to sit in a certain spot, and this is the reasons why, and we're not going to mess with anything like that. So I think somehow through socializations and the social lore of sport that we develop these habits and behaviors, and it gets reinforced by being successful.
In State College, I'm Zack Feldman reporting for In the Game.